St. John. 1647 by John Greenleaf Whittier. To the winds give our banner. Bear homeward again, cried the Lord of Acadia, cried Charles of Estienne. From the prow of his shallop he gazed, as the sun, from its bed in the ocean, streamed up the St. John. O'er the blue western waters that shallop had passed, where the mists of Penobscot clung damp on her mast. Street. Saviour had looked on the heretic sail, as the songs of the Huguenot rose on the gale. The pale, ghostly fathers remembered her well, and had cursed her while passing, with taper and bell. But the men of Monhegan, of Papists abhorred, had welcomed and feasted the heretic lord. They had loaded his shallop with dun fish and ball, with stores for his larder, and steel for his wall. Pemaquid, from her bastions and turrets of stone, had welcomed his coming with banner and gun. And the prayers of the elders had followed his way, as homeward he glided, down Pentecost Bay. Oh, well sped La Tour, for, in peril and pain, his lady kept watch, for his coming again. O'er the Isle of the Pheasant the morning sun shone, on the plane trees which shaded the shores of St. John. Now, why from yon battlements speaks not my love? Why waves there no banner my fortress above? Dark and wild, from his deck street, Estienne gazed about, on fire-wasted dwellings, and silent redoubt. From the low, shattered walls which the flame had o'errun, there floated no banner, there thundered no gun. But beneath the low arch of its doorway there stood a pale priest of Rome, in his cloak and his hood. With the bound of a lion, La Tour sprang to land, on the throat of the Papist he fastened his hand. Speak, son of the woman of scarlet and sin. What wolf has been prowling my castle within? From the grasp of the soldier the Jesuit broke, half in scorn, half in sorrow. He smiled as he spoke. No wolf, Lord of Estienne, has ravaged thy hall, but thy red-handed rival, with fire, steel, and ball. On an errand of mercy I hitherward came, while the walls of thy castle yet spouted with flame. Penobscot's dark vessels were moored in the bay, grim sea lions, roaring aloud for their prey. But what of my lady? Cried Charles of Estienne. On the shot-crumbled turret thy lady was seen, half veiled in the smoke cloud, her hand grasped thy pennon, while her dark tresses swayed in the hot breath of cannon. But woe to the heretic, evermore woe, when the son of the church and the cross is his foe. In the track of the shell, in the path of the ball, Penobscot swept over the breach of the wall, steel to steel, gun to gun, one moment, and then alone stood the victor, alone with his men. Of its sturdy defenders, thy lady alone saw the cross-blazoned banner float over St. John. Let the dastard look to it, cried fiery Estienne. Were Dolnay King Louis, I'd free her again. Alas for thy lady, no service from thee is needed by her whom the Lord hath set free. 9 days, in stern silence, her thraldom she bore, but the 10th morning came, and death opened her door. As if suddenly smitten La Tour staggered back, his hand grasped his sword hilt, his forehead grew black. He sprang on the deck of his shallop again. We cruise now for vengeance. Give way, cried Estienne. Massachusetts shall hear of the Huguenots' wrong, and from island and creekside her fishers shall throng. Penobscot shall rue what his Papists have done, when his palisades echo the Puritans' gun. Oh, the loveliest of heavens hung tenderly o'er him, there were waves in the sunshine, and green isles before him. But a pale hand was beckoning the Huguenot on, and in blackness and ashes behind was St. John.